This is a sort of a remote control for a disabled bed that goes into multiple positions, sort of, and it stopped working. Now, the bed itself gets used very rarely. Unfortunately, Boudica's coming to stay with us for Christmas, and the boss tells me that this no longer works. I'm not sure what voltages go through these wires. Look at it, it's in a dreadful state. The insulation has started to break down, and I'm going to have a look inside this. I think the switches have stopped working, or wires come off. Fingers crossed, although I don't really know. But the problem is I've got nowhere to work because everything's in the way. All the table space is consumed by the TV. And it's got to be done, so I've got to stop doing the lights. By the way, this is 30 years old, if anybody's wondering. It's may pass its sell-by date. Methinks I'm going to have to rebuild one of these. Oh no. Mind you, these pads here are sort of really quite dirty. Yeah, I was expecting something mechanical. Horrid things. Alright, let's pause here and see if I can find it. Got to really start making some notes. Take a quick pic with my phone. Weird, isn't it? Taking pictures with your phone. Right. I think the first thing I should work out is the colours of where the wires go. Now, the next step is going to be working out the pin out, so I'm going to make myself a coffee now. Found out what the problem is the plastic is beginning to crumble. The mounting posts there and there are broken there, and the bottom ones have stayed intact, and I think it's because of all the pressure being put on the, when putting on the switches and that, and over time plastic doesn't tend, degrades, or this has degraded, and we've got a problem. What's the solution? Well, my instant thought is to make another one, but it'll be some time before I get around to that, if ever. If we can get this one working today, then we don't need to sort of worry about it until next year. The cable is gone, so that's the plan of campaign here. I just want to get it working, but I'm going to plot out everything, and so that I've got ready to sort of either make another one or at best design a new casing for the switch. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see. It really is a question about time. The bed itself cost, when I bought it, it cost just on £2,000. You don't need to know any of the history behind it, but I bought it in the 90s, and it's had good service. and I love the bed. I wouldn't be fixing it otherwise. Right, there's sort of a DIN type socket here with, and I'm going to work out what pin's connected to what wire by going round it in a clockwise fashion, and hopefully we'll find out. Now it would be nice if I could clamp that with something. Oh, that's handy. It would be nice if I could clamp it with something, and I've got something to clamp it with. I'll bring that. Again, running out of places to work. Yeah, the bloke who gave me this is no longer with us, my old mate Ivan, and lovely guy. Makes life easy, doesn't it? We've got something to sort of hold it, so balancing everything together. I'm sorry about you can't see exactly what I'm doing, but we'll work it out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is it? 8 pins. And I'm going to go clockwise around them. We're going to call it 1 to 7 going clockwise, and centre pin we're going to call 8. So, right, clockwise. It's easier to make notes as I go along, and one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 7, and we'll put 8. Right. Right, let's see if we get the torch out on there. And put this on the old buzzer. Meters on the buzzer. I'm going on pin 2, which is the grey one. Definitely. That's pin 6. 2 goes to pin 6. And that is slate. I'll just type in slate so I know where we are. Next thing to do is to sort of check out, sort of try to work out how this circuit works. Right, I'll have a little think about that, come back, have a coffee. I spent a fair while sort of buzzing out all the wires and bits and pieces and drawn out a little sketch of how it all works. In case I need to make a complete new one at some point. I think the chances of buying another one are probably nil, but I might be lucky, I don't know. There's something about this that's sort of maybe a bit generic in that other gadgets have the same thing. It's one of those cases where you're going to hunt around things like AliExpress and see what you can find. Now I've cleaned up all the muck off of the board, so they're all nice and clean, and hopefully we'll see what happens. Now, this is the cover, and you can see all dirt and crap in the crevices, and I'll give that a bit of a rake out. I'm finished cleaning that up, and now we're going to have a look at the push buttons. And there's a sort of a fluid which like a sticky sort of fluid that sort of come out, and I think that actually is like a sort of a oil or fat that comes out of the plastic that this is made out of. The business end is these pads which all look absolutely clean and not covered in muck, and I'm loath to touch them because they are short out the membranes on the switch, so they are sort of like a conductive pad on there. Now it's possible to repair them, but what I'm going to do is remove all this sort of sticky nonsense that I find around there. When you take a TV remote apart, this is sort of typical sort of stuff you find underneath the older ones. And I'm going to try and be as gentle as possible with it because it is quite ancient now. And today's object today is just to get the thing working. It's not to, I'm not looking for sort of perfection. It just needs to work and stay working over the Christmas period. I don't know if you can sort of see that on the camera, but it's sort of like a, ugh, it's horrible. It wouldn't be impossible to make a new switch assembly, and I don't think there's any sort of dangerous voltages we're dealing with, so I'll think about this, because I'm obviously going to have to renew this lead. I don't know whether to get another coily lead or not. The coily lead's expensive. Oh well, let's worry about that another day. The reason I'm wiping it off is that it will only migrate onto the switch pads, you know, the copper pads, and promote, probably promote a short. Well, not a short, some erratic or odd behaviour. The real question is, got on these pads, don't look like it. They do wear off. If you wipe them, you can sort of destroy them. And I think we got to a stage whereby we got to sort of put it back together and see if it works. Well, sort of put it back together temporarily. As you can see, I've got labels on the front, which is dictates the way it goes round. Before I go any further, I think I better get some tape to hold this together. You can see what the problems is the posts that have come off are important from the point of locating the PCB. Oh dear, that is a bummer. A total bummer. and probably part of the problem. It'd be a shame if it's that defeats the object of doing today's job. Is there some other way we can hold it in place? And yes, there is. We're going to get some hot melt glue and put on there, I think. That'll do the trick, I think, just to sort of hold it in place. Well, I've finished now. I've drawn it all up in case I have to make another one, so I know what all the bits and pieces are. I know how it works. I'm not even sure that it's the fault. However, the fiddling about with this thing, it looks like a generic device that sort of bed manufacturers sort of buy in. But this one is 30 years old, and I would suggest that it'd be that perhaps buying a new sort of device from China that looks similar, with similar sort of connector, etc. Maybe that the pinouts don't match up, so that's something to be aware of. But I'm going to try that, go that route, because this is about had it. The casing for this has had it, the screws wise, and the cabling is going home, and perhaps modifying a new one would be the easier route rather than trying to restore this one. This is very much an emergency repair because we got caught out and we're going to need it next week. And I'm just going to finish off now and hold it together with a bit of tape, because a lot of these screws don't hold in anymore because their anchor points are sort of broken over the years. Not that I've ever had it open before, it's just the sort of pressure and the flexing and everything and age, and it's just crumbling. So that's it. Bye for now.